All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Simone Show. As today we're celebrating International Women's Day and we're taking a look at this year's theme and the issues women are focusing in the year 2024.
Yes, as we can see, according to the UN Women, the theme for 2024 is Inspire Inclusion, with the overarching theme, Invest in Women, Accelerate Progress, which emphasizes the importance of creating an inclusive society and investing in women's empowerment.
That's right. As of right now, the world is facing many crises ranging from geopolitical conflicts to soaring poverty levels and the escalating impacts of climate change. These challenges can only be addressed with solutions that empower women. By investing in women, we can spark change and speed the transition towards a healthier, safer, and more equal world for us all. Oh, that's beautiful, by the way.
That is, and I really love this year's theme as well. I mean, we can't voice it enough, invest in women because you will progress. It is true. I am serious. We will have the data to show you in a bit. So as we commemorate International Women's Day, we're gonna have 3 discussions with 3 inspirational female figures right here in the studio. And today, the first one, we'll talk to the Tony Blair Institute for Global Change Indonesia Country Director, Shuhaela Haqim, about her role in consulting and public sector. Good morning, Ella.
Good morning. Happy International Women's
Happy
Day,
International
ladies.
Women's Day.
Happy. Great day today to be
So,
here.
our first question, I think for all the 3 women that we're going to talk to today, is that what does being a woman mean to you?
It's a privilege, and it's the one that helps me grow in my career. So I think most of you feel in the past, the society expectations on like leadership, right? On leaders, right? It's sort of being linked to certain gender stereotype and certain leadership traits. You have to be assertive, you have to be direct. But I found it by being a woman and use my empathetic, nurturing, listening, and focus on people. Because I'm in the consulting industry, right? Consulting is a people business, right? So being a woman is an advantage because that helps me to grow as an empathetic leader that helps the people around me to grow with me.
That's right.
That's the beauty of being a woman.
That is the beauty of being women, actually. And you mentioned you've been in the consulting business for a while now, Ella.
Indeed.
Draw us a picture. What is it like to be a woman in consulting? Because, I mean, it's like, for me, I'm completely clueless about consulting. Every time people say, oh yeah, I'm a consultant. Oh, what does that mean? What is that world? Let us know.
I'm mesmerized by your profession, right?
I'm mesmerized by your profession.
So globally, consulting is one of the the fastest paced, the male-dominated.
Correct.
It's second to like investment banking. It's long hours, highly pressurized by, by targets, right? Very competitive as well. So it is a tough industry. It is, but one thing that, as I mentioned earlier, it's a people industry. That's something that many people sometimes forget about. Yes, it's fast-paced, it's deep learning curve. There was an experience where I have to, within 6 weeks, I have to come up with a foresight study about how Indonesia looks like 5 years after COVID. For 6 weeks, right? Post-COVID. And that was a very challenging assignment. But that's the typical consulting life, right? Short project, deep learning curve, very competitive. But the beauty of that consulting, especially consulting in public sector, you get that the same impact that you are delivering policies that are value for money for the people, for taxpayers' money. So you don't necessarily be in the system, but you can still creating impacts that then impacting directly to the people. So consulting has been, I've spent 15 years. It is, and I made it to the top end, being a partner in one of the largest big consulting firm, global consulting. Right? Yeah, it wasn't an easy process, but looking back, that made me where I am today.
Kind of giving this pedestal, especially for a young Indonesian woman. That wants
True.
to be like you, that, you know, you can achieve it, I can achieve it, you can achieve it. And as you were saying before, that consulting is basically communicating with other people. We're women, we are very known to you as a multitasker, right? We can listen, and we're also a solution maker right there.
Yep.
Now, within that said, you were saying that in your journey now you're on your end, you know, when you're becoming a partner for 15 years. Do you see in this day and age the industry has shifted? Or is it still the same as you were 15 years ago?
So there is the good news. The good news is that 15 years ago, the ratio of female partner was still at 20%, less than 20%.
In consulting.
In consulting business. And if we're talking about the top end consulting, right? Today, I see the ratio has increased significantly. It's 40%.
Oh, wow.
But still, it is not enough, because the detailed reality in that is that more managers, so more female managers, stopped and decided not to pursue the partnership route.
Because
So the pressure, the time commitment, it's basically 7 days a week job, right? And 15, 18 hours is normal hours for us as well, same like you probably. So going back to the industry itself, women, and I witnessed this in my corporate life, right? There was this funny story that I would like to share where when I was a director, I had two managers, right? One male manager and another one is a female manager. We talked to the male manager, and every year he came to us to ask for promotion and pay rise, right?
Okay.
every year.
Every year.
Okay.
Came to us directly and say his aspiration. And my female manager, on the other hand, we told her, you are ready for promotion.
Yeah.
And her response was like, oh, I don't think I have done 2 times or 3 times what I should have done to earn that promotion. So she said no, where we as the directors think that she's has the same qualification and perform the same.
Did you ask why she felt
She
that
felt
way?
the typical insecurity and feel that you should be overqualified, you should work harder than your male counterparts to be able to earn it.
Yeah.
I had the same experience. There was a time where I said no to promotion because I just delivered my baby. It wasn't really the right time, right? We as women, we tend to, like you say correctly, think about many things.
Yes.
And then that limited us to that story gives me a reality at the workplace. Women, by nature, we tend to be thinking we should overqualify before we apply. We should work too hard. We should work 2 times harder to get into that, to earn that promotion. And we should stop that, because I realized that one, you are as qualified as your other colleagues. You can work hard, right? We work hard, but you should stop saying I should work harder just because I'm women. So the more we talk about this, the more we give pressure to society, to corporate, to enable us to flourish.
I like when you mention societal pressure, because societal pressure, especially in Asian countries, is so real.
It
right?
is.
I mean, even in the West, it's still, a lot of
Indeed.
women still experience pay gap and all that. I remember presidential candidate Hillary Clinton also saying that back in 2016 when she was running for presidency in the U.S. So, societal pressure, it's a real thing. How do we push back then? How do we push back? And what are even like the smallest daily steps that we can do to start breaking this assumption
And
right?
norms,
Stereotypes. Yeah. How did you do it, and how are you doing it still?
I have a direct personal experience. So we are talking, the theme today is investing in women, right? Investing. From finance world, when we hear investment or investing, the first thing that comes out of mind is return, right?
Correct.
Return on investment.
Like top priority, return.
Exactly, IRR, right? Interesting enough, so there was one of the again in this big consulting firm, we had this diversity and inclusion program session where the speakers talk about, we need to have more nursery room for every level. Good, I see a nursery room here too, by the way. You're amazing. And then we need to have more parental leave.
Yes.
Right? Not just maternity leave, but parental leave, right? we should have more paid leave, basically. I overheard the conversation in the other table, of which it was, again, male-dominated. And they talk about, sounded very costly.
Oh gosh.
The angle of cost, right?
Yes.
Versus
So it's
investment.
easy to just like nip it in the bud.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's not good for our profits. Yeah.
Not good for the bottom line.
Yeah.
Fun fact, fast forward 1 year later, when the result of the revenue target is announced, my revenue target is 2 times higher than both of these colleagues collectively.
Oh.
Boom.
Now that's a
Hello.
pushback. That's a
That's
pushback. That is a pushback.
Let's talk about
there.
bottom line here, guys, right? Yeah. So let's talk about investing in women more, because the return that you're getting is indeed tangible, indeed flourish, more inclusive environment. Because we go back again to the traits of, we think about others. We need to make sure everyone is included.
Yes.
Right? We're on the same boat. We listen more.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that kind of, we need to infuse more of that traits, more of that, and stop the stigma of leaders are born. Leaders are not born. Leaders are made.
Yes.
Leadership does not mean constituted to certain specific genders. Does not symbolize or possess certain types of traits.
Yeah.
Leadership is your ability to bring people to the end goal.
Yeah.
It's a skill. It has nothing to do again with the gender, with the traits. So let's normalize having female leaders in that boardroom. You have to just sit at the table,
Yeah.
not at the back, not as a note taker. You have all the
note
rights,
taker.
Yeah.
right? You have all the rights. Oh, there are many times where
Exactly.
went
Ella, could you please take the minutes for today? Excusez-moi.
Or maybe some coffee.
Maurice,
Cup of joe, why not?
funny story. One of my, again, construction industry, construction.
Oh, that's very male dominated.
Yeah.
They were one of my clients, right? I came there morning first, right? 7:30 a.m. Okay, fine. And my intern at the time, big, tall, guy, right?
Yeah.
Came with me, right? I was the director at the time who hired this guy, right?
Yeah.
This is gonna be funny.
And then we both entered the room. The director first shook the hands of my intern, who not even graduated from university, but he has this very gravitas, right? I'm like, look there, I was still, pretty sexy lady at the time, right?
You are still
They thought like she's the secretary, actually. Right? So, and I told him, I'm the director,
Oh, what a shocker.
and he's my team member.
Yeah.
Boom.
So, it's one of those moments, right, where you are like, let's go for it, ladies.
Yeah.
We should sit at the table.
Definitely.
Yes.
We should be in that boardroom. And turned out, in that same meeting, when again we're talking about 5 BOD members, right? And only 1 female, CFO, typical.
Right.
CFO, right?
typical. Yeah. Good
the
with money.
guardian of the assets. And that was when one of, again, the things that if we keep pushing. So I still remember, they basically challenged me, right? Yeah. They asked me like, why you come up with the recommendations, etc., etc. And then the CFO somehow in one conversation she said, hey, she's the director. She's very capable. She's well networked. She knows what she's talking about. At that very moment, I felt like, hey, I have a support system here.
Yeah.
Hey, I have someone at that boardroom that I feel so lonely at the time because questions keep coming, keep challenging
It's
me.
almost like they're questioning you
Yeah.
and your ability.
If probably my boss were like, gray hair, male, very dominant, assertive, things might be different in my head, right?
Yes,
But then there was that one moment where your female colleague
Yeah.
said to him, hey, she's the director.
Yeah.
She says the right thing that we should be doing.
Yeah.
And again, the end story is that they follow every single point of recommendation that I wrote the night before. And that's it, right?
Yeah.
We then now, it's construction, we then now have, fast forward to 10 years from that time, we have now the toll road is built connecting from southern part of Sumatra to the northern part of Sumatra.
Wow, that's
It's just
really
that extra
impressive.
mile that you have to go through, Mbaela,
And also
for
the
you to
support
get that
system, right?
justification.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And also the importance of having the support system.
That's right.
And men support women because we already have it hard enough.
Why not also men support women? Like paternity.
For sure.
I think it should be not only for women that has it, but also the father.
Yes.
So then the father can take part of raising the baby together, taking off the burden of the mother together, and having all this union together. I mean, if we would just support each other between women and women, men and women, it's going to be a very healthy, positive world.
It is, it is. And
Precisely.
speaking of men, oftentimes when we talk about, International Women's Day, some men are super cool and they say, woo, yes, women, we want you to be right our side.
Like our colleague, Ralphie.
Like our colleague Ralphie and all the males who are here and see today. Thank you so much, boys and men. But also sometimes there are a group of men who's be like, whoa, 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 whoa. It's like, this is like scary women, scary, angry women.
Yeah.
Who wants to be higher than us, more prominent than us, which I personally think as a woman is a misperception. What do you think?
I think there's this, we should normalize, before I got to that question, we should normalize saying things like, a father can be a breadwinner, can be a leader, can be a childbearer. So does women, right?
Yeah.
Women can be a mother, can be a childbearer, and can be a leader. So that certain stereotyping or certain stigma around women needs to just have nurturing, if we take the other side of the lens, right? Just the other side of the lens. Let's say we have more assertive women, right? Because I've seen many very strong, very assertive, straight to the point female leaders, and they're amazing, right? That itself shows that we are not just equal, right? We're not just equal. We are also bringing closer ourselves to what male thinks in a corporate setting, in a corporate setting. So that's a progress. But in addition to that, what I've noticed is that the he for she and she for he, right?
What's that?
Just-
she for he.
Just because I'm a female leader, I am not just supporting the female colleagues. Like, I can relate, right? I can relate. I live the life of how difficult it is.
Yeah.
But I always say to my male colleagues, and this is what at the end of the performance evaluation, my team member, right, my deputy country director, he's a male, amazing male. I think he was here actually, Ben Camargue. He was in one of your sessions as well. So he said to me, hey, Ella, when you put your motherhood, when you put your nurturing, when you put your empathetic, when you listen to my aspiration, that makes me realize how important it is to have a leader like you.
Yeah.
So he supports you as well. So it's like we are, like, both genders are supporting each other, and that's what we want actually. When we talk about gender equality, there are groups of men who are sort of threatened by it. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. It's like, no, that's
You're trying to dominate me now?
Yeah, exactly. No, we're not.
Yes.
We're not. We want to be with you side by side, walking with you side by side, creating things together side by side.
Yeah.
I wish we could talk so much more with you, Ella,
Yes.
because I'm
It
sure we
has
can
been a
prick
great-
more of your brains.
We should invite our editor-in-chief, Maade, along because it's our friend.
That will be like
Ella's friend, and we're
four.
going to be talking
Yeah, our boss is also
Yes.
female. Hi, Made. Good morning. Anyway, thank you so much, Ella.
Thank you, it's
for
pleasure,
sharing.
it's pleasure.
Happy
International Women's Day, ladies.
All right, we're going to take a break. Stay connected with us at See Today on Instagram, X, and YouTube. We'll be right back. Thank you, Ella.